Hello everyone, I am Andrew, and to my right...
Oh, you're just gonna let me introduce myself?
You wanted to introduce yourself last time.
I thought you were gonna hook me up and say, man, you know, give me like some kind of an intro. This is the one and only, the legendary, always dressed in a fit that's tight, Denise.
Well, there you go. I mean, I can never be that intro, goddamn. Well, here she is, Denise. How you doing, love?
I'm feeling good.
Doing good?
Feeling good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I wanted to welcome you to the KTTP Familia.
Thank you.
Brought you a little present.
Oh, yo!
Last time you mentioned you wanted some Rick and Morty sauce. I don't know if you got your hands on it the second run.
You got the right sauce, man. You know
I
what?
got a bunch, so I thought I'd bring you a
Listen.
packet.
I appreciate you so much. I'm gonna keep this on the mantle. You do not open. I'm not even gonna butcher the name, but
Szechuan?
no, it's not. I said that last time. I'm not gonna butcher it.
Rick and Morty sauce.
Rick and Morty sauce.
Rick and Morty sauce.
If you come across the Rick and Morty sauce, or you have a friend like Andrew here to hook you up with this kind of sauce, you're doing something good in life. So, very honored to be in the familia with this sauce.
There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here today to do our inaugural episode of unboxing. Today we're going to take a look at the Nike Mercurial Superfly 360 Kim Jones.
Not to be confused with Denise, Kim Jones.
There we go. You guys have a little tie-in.
It's almost like my uncle, but only when it's convenient. You know
Did he hook you up with a pair?
He didn't. It's okay. I'm like that long-lost niece, you know, who just niece, you know, same family, Denise, Kim Jones. Kim Jones, you want to hook me up with a pair? I'm a size 6.
There we go. There we go.
So, for those that aren't familiar with Kim Jones, he's an established designer in the fashion industry, which is kind of a big deal. He's worked for brands that you might be familiar with, like Louis Vuitton, as one of their senior designers. And most recently, this is like a week or 2 weeks old, he just started working with Dior as their men's wear artistic director. What kind of title is that, man? That's a tough, I mean, I want a title like that. So congrats to Kim on that way. But anyway, he has a strong relationship with Nike, and he's worked on projects like the Nike Lab capsule. So for Nike to have re-enlisted the British designer again is an easy win. So this time, they take things up a notch, they take things to the pitch with a stunning new Mercurial Superfly 360. I have the worst pronunciation with things, but you can do a better job. Look at this thing, man.
One for you, one for me. So according to Jones, the boots draw inspiration from his time spent as a youth in Africa and the admiration for strength in animals. Playing off the built for speed ethos of the Mercurial, obviously the cheetah print just makes perfect sense. Cheetah being the fastest land animal on the planet, and this going on the feet of some of the fastest soccer players on the planet.
It makes sense. I mean, I'm curious to what a lion print would have looked like, because that's my favorite animal.
I feel like you would have had to add some fur or something, maybe like.
Think so?
Some
Like
mane
actual
action
fur
going on.
to make it look like.
Yeah, like some faux fur, some Jeremy Scott situation going on.
So you know what though, the fact that he did the cheetah print, because I feel like, you know, a cheetah goes fast. So, and like you mentioned, some of the fastest players, like when you zoom or fly with these, it's so blurry but still catches your eye. And I'm glad that you mentioned the youth part of things, because that's one of my favorite things about Nike, like their storytelling. The fact that Jones was able to blend in his personal story from an all-over animal print boot. So he was able to just form this with just blending his youth and his history with his upbringing in Africa. So again, these are an amazing boot with such a personal story, and they were, of course, very limited. So if you were able to catch a pair, you're very lucky.
Yeah, there's kind of a crazy story. They actually went on sale during March 6th. Cristiano Ronaldo rocked them.
No big deal.
When he scored 2 goals and they beat PSG, shout out Cristiano. That was a fucking beautiful display.
That's the only time you wear cleats like this,
yeah,
or boots like this.
But
the only time.
It was kind of a crazy thing what Nike did was they actually went on sale during halftime of that match, and they were only available on Nike.com during that short window, or at the Nike Paris outlet. So that was kind of the only 2 ways you can get it. After that, completely sold out, and as it stands now, you're pretty much, you know, you're looking at eBay or something.
Yeah, like reselling value for like
and
a
that
gazillion
price
dollars.
went up. That price went up just a bit.
These boots are just as limited as this sauce.
There you go.
So just know
super limited.
We are carrying some pretty expensive pieces here. And there's some facts about the shoe that a lot of people aren't familiar with.
Yeah. So these are the brand new Mercurial Superfly 360s. They have a lot of crazy new tech. Some of the things that I'm gonna talk about first off is the upper. Completely one-piece fly knit. As you can see, it wraps around. It's completely singular one piece, 360 degrees, thus the name 360. I want to touch a little bit on the Soleplate and talk about that.
Yeah, so the Soleplate, I really like that Kim Jones just stamped his branding on there in the best way. I feel if I was a designer or any kind of, if I had a boot or something coming out and it was with my name, I would do it in this exact way. Just like you can see he has his name and he left his mark in such a detailed way where it's not too loud. And you have it on the back here. What kind of texture is this? Because there's actually, it's kind of like different than the boot.
It is. I don't even know. It's like a hard plastic, but it actually comes off the heel counter, so it looks dope. Back to kind of the tech of the boot. You see that this is the first boot that incorporates two sole, or like a separated sole plate or stud pattern. So you have a sole plate on the heel counter that is separate from the one on the forefoot. The actual typical sole plate that you would see on a boot is completely like one piece, but this is different in that the sock liner kind of blends with the inner chassis of the boot, making it very unique. And again, they modeled that after the paw of a cheetah. So it gives way more flexibility. As you can see, it's super, super flexible. These haven't been worn, so very little break-in time, just incredibly light, and again, modeled after the cheetah. So from front to back, the whole cheetah aspect and the speed aspect of the boot is just tied together seamlessly. Even in a lot of the branding that Nike did for the boot, you see a lot of, you kind of see like the Mercurial M, and then you would see it like transposed over someone's face with like the eye of a cheetah or something like that. So they just kind of did it from front to back.
And the design is just so, because the last boot that was similar to this it had a black swoosh.
Yes. So the launch colorway was very similar. It's all orange, and then the swoosh was black. It was actually a little bit smaller. So I just feel like that white makes it pop.
It makes it pop so much better, and they did such a good job with it. I like that they didn't do too much with the shoelaces. They kept the color very in theme with everything. Yeah. Overall thoughts?
Overall thoughts. If you're gonna rate these, let's go 1 to 10.
Overall thoughts, I think I love like anything that I could add to my place, any girl would. So I wouldn't wear this boot unless, like I mentioned earlier, it's the last game of my life, or if I'm Cristiano and I'm like scoring 2 goals and really like doing this boot justice.
I feel like that's kind of the only way you could do it. If you're like got the audacity that Cristiano has to like put 2-3 goals past PSG.
If you're gonna make it count.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make it count, and you know for a fact that these, it's not even gonna be the boot. It's just like you are just gonna play your best game, and you're gonna be like beyond of an MVP. I was gonna say MP3, but MVP. Then yeah, that's the only time I'd see myself wearing these. But overall thoughts, it's such a beautifully designed boot that I would keep these on the mantle.
1 to 10. 1 to 10. What are we rating?
And any Kim Jones, I'm gonna go with 10.
You know, I have to agree. There's a lot of hype behind some.
And the story about Africa, man.
There's a lot of hype behind a certain individual and certain off-white collaborations that have been beat to the ground. And to see someone that's designing with the real story behind his designs and really kind of putting just everything together and tying it up so well, I think this beats that. And I love to see something that's really cool and has a dope story behind it and is true to the brand, true to the Mercurial line. I just fuck with it on all levels. Give it a 10. I wouldn't wear these. These would go up as like a nice little trophy piece.
It's definitely a trophy piece. And just lastly, to piggyback off of that, I mean, you said it. You hit that right at the dot, because he's a high-end fashion designer.
Yeah.
He's not dedicating his life to sports, like a lot of these other guys. And so he managed to create just such a beautiful piece without forcing anything, like some designers.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. On that note, we are going to wrap up. Thank you very much for rocking with us tonight. Just don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Welcome, Denise.
Thank you. Thank you for the sauce. I'm bringing my sauce here to the team.
There we go. Cheers, guys. We'll see you.